Okay, it looks like we're having some transmission problems. I am getting an alert on my computer. I'm at the school right now, my apologies. I am getting an alert on my computer that the bandwidth is a bit low. So I'm going to go ahead and, okay, it looks like we're on again. If you are viewing this and you have questions about any aspect, if you have any questions about any aspect of what we've viewed so far, please go ahead and enter them in the chat. I'm going to apologize again. It is just me today, so I'm the speaker, the answering of the questions, and then on top of that, I'm also doing the technology. And it looks like we're having some technical issues on our end with the bandwidth. So I will go ahead and just take a moment of pause and see if we have any questions. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions right now. Please know that if you're watching this as a recording, please know that, again, I'm Mario, who's the principal of Oakland Bay Junior High School. What we're doing tonight is presenting to you in general what the procedures are for when students arrive at any of our schools here in the Shelton School District, as far as what the attestation process looks like, and essentially what it will look like when they're in their classrooms and also when they have their meals. The videos that I showed earlier in this presentation, you can find on our district webpage. I also want to go ahead and say again that my apologies, I'm kind of serving multiple roles tonight. So, and on top of that, it looks like I'm getting a message from my computer that there is a bandwidth issue. So there could be parts of this presentation that you have missed out on. So with that, I want to go ahead and give one more announcement again, in case for some reason it did not go through originally. We will not be having in-person services here at Oakland Bay Junior High School or in the Shelton School District tomorrow, Thursday, February 11th, because of the fact that there is a possible winter storm. We will, however, continue to have our classes online. So there will be no in-person services and classes will be online. We will not have the campus open tomorrow, Thursday, February 11th as well. So again, let me go ahead and my apologies because I'm not quite sure exactly how much was recorded. It looks like there might have been a gap at some point in the broadcast from the bandwidth. So I'm not seeing any questions. Let me go ahead and say that I am available to answer any questions you have. So I will take a quick pause and let you ask questions. Okay, it looks like there's about a 45-second delay in the transmission on my end. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and reshare some of the information that I shared earlier in this message, in this broadcast. And again, my apologies for the technical issues. It looks like there has been some problems with the bandwidth at some points during this broadcast. So my sincerest apologies for that. I'm going to reshare the hybrid schedule for periods and go ahead and show that again. And then what I will do is I will take a pause after that and see if we have any questions. I understand that we might not have a lot of viewership tonight because of the fact that we do have that possible winter storm tomorrow. And I do want to apologize again for the fact that unfortunately we were not able to have some of the guests we were going to have this evening. Please do know again that we have scheduled 2 open community forums. Tonight's the first one, but then we have one on Wednesday of next week as well, which will be the Wednesday before hybrid starts. And our intention there is to be able to provide you more specifics about what the first day is going to be like for our 7th graders, and to continue to address any questions that you may have. I also want to remind you that in addition to this community forum, anytime you have any questions or concerns, please do email me. I'm Mario Juves. I'm the principal at Oakland Bay Junior High School. Dr. Rachel Torazi is our assistant principal. She was unable to be with us tonight, but she will hopefully be able to join us for the next community forum. Regardless, she is always available to answer questions and be of support. Just so you know, Dr. Rachel Torazi is working mainly with our 7th graders, and I will be working mainly with our 8th graders for the remainder of the 2020-2021 school year. So before I show the schedule again, just a couple of quick things since we got some time here. I want to make sure that everyone has had a chance to read my my week ahead for Sunday that I sent out on February 7th. And then also the reason again for the robocall, for the audio version of that on Monday, was that I didn't want to disturb anybody's Super Bowl game. So hopefully the team that you rooted for won. And if your team didn't win, then I hope you enjoyed the game. So in that message, we let you know that if you have selected hybrid learning, you should have received an email with confirmation whether your student is in Group A or Group B, and then also asking you to let us know if, in fact, you have not received that. Of course, if you do not have access to an email account or to the internet, please do contact our office, and we are more than happy to get you that information. We also want to let you know that in the communications that we sent via our email, there were 2 links. One of them was to a survey for transportation and food services. Again, our apologies. When we sent the link out, it was still set to just to be viewed by us here at the school, because we want to make sure that we had everything the way we wanted to before we sent it out, which we did. Unfortunately, we did not click on the option that allowed people outside of the school to be able to provide their answers. Thank you for those of you who reached out to me. That was extremely helpful, and that should have been rectified. We also went ahead and sent out directions regarding how to create your ScreenMe account. Those directions were in English. We are currently working on getting those translated into Spanish, but regardless, please do contact us. Maria Vasquez Soto is able to assist you in signing up for those accounts. And as soon as we do have a Spanish translation, we will get that out. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and broadcast again the hybrid schedule and re-mention some of the things I mentioned before. And then I'm going to take a pause to see if we have any questions in the chat. If you are joining us late, please do know that at some point during this original broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission. I don't know how long that was, which is why I'm repeating some of the information that I repeated earlier. Okay. The things I mentioned before. What you're seeing in front of you, and then I'm going to take a pause to see if we have any questions in the chat. If you are joining us late, please do know that at some point during this original broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission. I don't know how long that was, which is why I'm repeating some of the information that I repeated earlier. Now we will be making the things I mentioned before. What you're seeing in front of you, and then I'm going to take a pause to see if we have any questions in the chat. If you are joining us late, please do know that at some point during this original broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission. I don't know how long that was, which is why I'm repeating some of the information that I repeated earlier. Now we will be making the things I mentioned before. What you're seeing in front of you, and then I'm going to take a pause to see if you have any questions in the chat. If you are joining us late, please do know that at some point during this original broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission. I don't know how long that was, which is why I'm repeating some of the information that I repeated earlier. Now we will be making the things I mentioned before. What you're seeing in front of you, and then I'm going to take a pause to see if you have any questions in the chat. If you are joining us late, please do know that at some point during this original broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission. I don't know how long that was, which is why I'm repeating some of the information that I repeated earlier. Now we will be making the things I mentioned before. What you're seeing in front of you, and then I'm going to take a pause to see if you have any questions in the chat. If you are joining us late, please do know that at some point during this
central broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission earlier. I don't know how long that was, which is why we gave some information that earlier. Now, we will what you're seeing, and then I'm going to take a pause.
Contact the office, and then we will have them come out
joining us late. Please do know that at some point during the central broadcast, it looks like there was an issue with the transmission earlier. I don't know how long that was, which is why we gave some information that earlier. Now,
when you're certified,
what you're seeing,
go
and then I'm going to take a pause.
once they pass the attestation process, come out of one place. If they're going to have breakfast, then they will go to the common. If they're already had breakfast, they will go straight to their advisory class. Prior to going to the advisory class, when you're certified, we'll typically go to a room where we have about 9 to 10 hand wash. We're going to have them wash their hands, then they will go to the common, and of course they will tell them they've already had breakfast. This process will occur when students arrive to get to the advisory class. It'll occur again prior to going to lunch and then after lunch as they make their way to their fourth period class. The students will have roughly about 60 minutes or so, and again, we might have some small changes to the times, but for the most part, this is the flow of the day. They will go from their advisory classes into 8:20 as a 5-minute passing period. It'll occur again prior to going to lunch, let them out in segments, so that way not all students are going out into the hallway. The students will have roughly about 6 minutes transition again from advisory and 8:20 to their first period class. But for the next part, about 60 minutes. They will go. Then we're going to have passing period in 5 minutes. The same process that we described before, where students will go out in stages, so as not to have all the students out that way. Not all the time are going out. So proceed to second period. Same thing will happen at the end of second period, but at the end of second period, students will either proceed to lunch if they're in first lunch, or to the third period class. Then we're going to have, by the time we get to 12:15, all students have had lunch. And again, students will go into the hand washing room, wash hands prior to going into the lunchroom, and then also do the same process will happen at returning to period. But at the end of second period, when fourth period ends at 12:20, students will stay in their 5-period class, and then we begin the dismissal process. And that will run from 1:05 to, excuse me, I gave the wrong time. My apologies. Fourth period will end at 1:26. The dismissal process will be from 1:25 to 1:50. We have 3 types of exits from the school when fourth period ends. The first exit will be students who are running staying in their 5. We'll have an attendant, we'll have one attendant, one supervising attendant that will run from this one, and that individual will radio to the office to let us know which fourth period will get buses arrive. We will have students report to a designated area in orderly fashion, socially distanced, so they can embark on their buses, again, following proper protocol. The second type of exit from Oakland Bay will be those students who are walking on campus or bicycling if the weather is nice. What will be doing to those students is those students will be escorted to the school board by an assistant. Again, students will be modeling social distancing, and we will make sure that they make it to the school border safely. We'll also be encouraging them to continue to practice proper habits exiting and COVID protection once they are off campus. And the third type of exit will be those students who are being picked up by families. Please know that in this situation, we will have an attendant, we will have an assistant who will obtain them the name of your school, radio that to the office. Also, as students have their rides arrive, we will have them report to the front of the school and then have them connect with you so they can be find the third type of exit or with the ride that you have given them. Please know that in this situation. So that is our general plan. We'll have an attendant, we'll have it, and again, also what the exit will obtain them the name of your school. Please do know that there's a bit more to our day than rides arrive, and we are very much excited and then having them connect with you so they can for the first time they've been on our the first ride at the Bay, and honestly, I gotta tell you, so that is our general plan. A lot of ideas of how we're going to welcome them. There's a lot of traditions that they're in. As you know, this is my first year here that for us is our first day right as well. But we've been learning from the team we have here a lot of these traditions and then having had them fixed. Obviously, so those will be modified. Unfortunately, we're going to have to make some modifications again to ensure that students can get through the application process as scheduled. But we don't want to let the moment go away that this is their first day of school. So we'll be talking more about that on Wednesday of next week, which will be our second OBJH community forum. I'd like to also let you know that we are scheduled to have a Shelton School District community forum tomorrow night from 6 to 7. So as I mentioned before, if you're joining us a little bit late, it is just me tonight. So I'm presenting more about that tech support. We had some individuals come due to the possible impending weather are scheduled to have a Shelton. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'm going to transition to the YouTube page to see if we have questions. And again, if you are joining us late, please do know that we have had some technical issues on our end. Okay, it looks like we have some questions. I'm getting one from Miss Ochoa. Let me know there's an echo. And okay, so I'm getting a lot of feedback about an echo. I will see if I can fix that on my end. Yes, I can start over from the beginning. That's fine. No worries. Let me just ask a quick question. Is the echo gone? So my apologies, I'm pausing because it looks like there's a 45-second delay or so between when I communicate and when it goes on Facebook. If someone could just signal and let me know whether the echo, okay, so the echo is gone. Okay, so I will go ahead and proceed back to the requested start with the schedule. Okay. So Ms. Ochoa says yes. I'm assuming that that is a yes, that the echo is gone. Only when I was sharing. Okay. Huh. Okay, I will try again and see if, okay, let me see if that's the issue. Thank you for that. Okay, so it looks like the suggestion is that it looks like the audio is sharing as well whenever I was sharing the screen. So let me try sharing again and doing it this time, making sure that the audio is off. Thank you for that. What I will do is, instead of just talking again, I'm going to share and do a quick test, and then I'm going to come back. Could someone who has joined us please confirm that when I shared the schedule and spoke, that there was no echo? If I get that confirmation that that is the case, then I'll proceed back to the schedule and go ahead and share that. Okay, so let's try this again. Thank you for your understanding. My apologies. It is just me tonight, but we're going to do the best we can. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick test of the audio. I'm going to speak for just a quick couple of seconds. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to the YouTube page, and please confirm whether or not the echo is gone. Okay, got confirmation. It looks like it worked great. I don't know what I did, but apparently it works. So my apologies again, folks. Please know that again, you know, one of the things that I tell teachers is when we're talking about online learning and technology, hiccups happen. But I got to tell you, we're getting some amazing people who are being very understanding of the issues I'm having. So I just want to say thank you to them for that. I want to thank everybody out there who's viewing this live or the recording of it. We will have another community forum on the 17th, which is next Wednesday. We'll have more details specific to what the first day of school is going to look like for our 7th graders, and we will repeat a lot of this information. Again, my apologies for technical issues, and we are going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and share again and try again. Okay, so fingers crossed, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and proceed again with what I was saying. I'm going to say it again. Again, for those of you who are viewing this after the live recording, a couple of quick announcements. I just want to make sure that these were heard. I started with these announcements. I was alerted that there might have been a point in the broadcast where the transmission was cut off. With that, let me just start with the announcements that I had at the very beginning. So at this point, we are going to have all of our classes tomorrow online. We will not be having any in-person services. Our office will be closed and our faculty and staff will be working from home. This is due to the possibility of winter weather or winter storm that is projected for tomorrow. So classes are still going to go on, but they'll be going on live. And if you are receiving in-person services on Thursdays, please know that those are canceled. And I did not say this at the beginning, but I'll take this opportunity since I'm having some technical issues. Please do know that our teachers, as well as our students, have technical issues as well from time to time. Please do know that every teacher will be live tomorrow, but if we do have weather and there's disruptions, please allow us time to be able to correct if we can. Okay, so with that, let me go ahead and go back over what I was saying regarding the schedule you're looking at right now. So again, this is what we have. Now, there may be some small changes with times, but this is to show you generally what we're looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and start from the very beginning of what I've said earlier. So student arrival times will be from 7:25 to 7:55 a.m. On Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. Again, if your student is a hybrid student in Group A, this will be their schedule Monday and Tuesday. If they are hybrid student Group B, this will be their schedule on Thursdays and Fridays. If your student is learning online, they will have their online classes 5 days a week. However, in order to ensure that our hybrid teachers and our online teachers are able to conclude classes at the same time, so that we can have PLCs on Wednesdays. And again, our catchphrase here is Wednesday's a new Friday. We will be making adjustments to the online schedule that will start on February 22nd for our 8th graders. And that will be coming out in my message on Sunday. Excuse me, not on Sunday. It'll be coming out in my message on Tuesday because we don't have school on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So I'll be sending that out prior to Wednesday beginning. Okay, so here's what we have. Student arrivals will be from 7:25 to 7:55. When students arrive, let me back up real quick. If you are dropping your student off at school, we want to encourage you to aim towards the earlier part of this time frame. Reason being is that we want to avoid any issues with students having to wait in cars or any issue of that nature. We want to make sure that we can get students in socially distanced and through the attestation process in a timely manner. The way it's set up now, it should only take about 20 to 30 seconds. But we will have buses coming in excuse me, my apologies, long day. Buses will be coming in staggered, so they'll be coming in small groups or individually. In other words, we won't have mass numbers of kids arriving at the same time. So between 7:25 and 7:55, students will proceed. All students will enter through the main entrance of Oakland Bay Junior High School. Once they go through the attestation process between this time frame, 7:25 and 7:55, once they are cleared, there are two options the students have. The first option is they can proceed to their advisory classroom, and that will, again, this is during this time, 7:25, 7:55, or they can have breakfast. Either way, once the student is cleared through the attestation process and they're good to go, they're going to go into what we call the hand washing room. We have a room set up with multiple hand washing stations where students will have soap and water and paper towels. They'll wash their hands, clean their hands. They will then proceed either to the room where their advisory will begin at 7:55, or they'll proceed to the commons to grab breakfast. If they eat breakfast in the commons, before proceeding to advisory, they will go once more through the room to wash hands dry before going to the advisory room. So at 7:55 to 8:20, advisory will take place, and then at 8:20, advisory ends. We have a 5-minute passing period, but please do know that our intention is not to release students all at once. We will be releasing students in small groups so as to ensure minimal need to be less than 6 feet close to each other. Although please do know that it's perfectly safe and within guidelines if students are not within 6 feet for a small portion of time. Regardless, we want to ensure that students are able to exit and enter while in no way disrupting the maximum capacity of each room. So that'll occur as well when we end first period, and then we'll have the same passing routine. They go to second period, and then we get to the lunch shifts. So in order to ensure that we can get all students in for lunches to where they can have safe distancing, have their mask off to eat, we have created three lunch shifts. So the way it'll work for lunches is students will have to go through the room with the hand washing stations, and they will go ahead and wash their hands as they did in the morning. They will go and have lunch, and then before proceeding to their fourth period class or to their third period class, depending on which lunch they have, they will once again wash their hands. Finally, we get to fourth period. When students are in fourth period and fourth period ends, they will remain in fourth period for the dismissal period. They'll be 125 to 155. There will be three types of students, well, not three types of students, but three types of exits from our building. The first one will be for students who will be leaving on buses. We will have support supervision in the front of the school that will radio into our office to let us know once a bus has arrived. Once we know a bus has arrived, students from that who ride that bus will, in an orderly and systematic pattern, line up and be allowed to board the bus in such a way as to maintain social distance and adhere to all COVID protocols. Buses will come in a staggered manner. We will not have buses arriving in big groups. The second group of kids who will be leaving will be those who are leaving on foot, or, if it's a nice day, they might have a bike. We will have escorts and supervision escorts that will ensure that students are, again, modeling good, proper social distancing and COVID protocols up to the school border. Once students begin to leave our campus, we're going to be encouraging them to continue to practice the best practice when it comes to COVID mitigation. And then the third group of kids we're going to have are those who will be picked up. So we will have attendants in the front. You will notify them which student you're picking up, and those names will be radioed into our office. Once we know that a student's ride is there, we will go ahead and proceed and have the student report to the front of the school and connect them with their ride. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and go back to questions and see what we have as far as questions. Okay. So we have a question about asynchronous instruction. So yes, as you saw in the video at the beginning of this presentation, and again, if the video had technical issues, my apologies, but let me go ahead and say that we do have a video on the Shelton School District website in English and in Spanish, highlighting what the entire day would look like. So once fourth period ends, we will begin what's called the asynchronous period, where students will have access to learning. They'll continue to have classes, but they won't be live, and we'll be providing further information on what that's going to look like for our students in our next community forum. But students will have asynchronous work, which means they will have some work to do once the school day ends. That time will end at 2:55. Okay. Any other questions that I have right now? Will there be? Okay, so that's the answer to the asynchronous afternoon schedule. If the question that I have is regarding tomorrow, we are going to continue our schedule as is. So for those who are in 7th grade, they will have their classes like they would be having they would have their classes based on the modified schedule. So they're going to have 3rd and 4th period. And then also the afternoon will be asynchronous. Okay, yes. So let me answer that again, just in case it didn't come through. So yes, for tomorrow, our 7th graders will continue with the modified schedule that was advertised and announced on Sunday. They will have 3rd and 4th period as I sent out, and then the afternoon time, or the time when 4th period ends, will be asynchronous. 8th grade will continue as normal. You are welcome. Okay, are there any questions at all about anything we've talked about today so far, as far as what the attestation process is going to look like, anything that you would like me to answer regarding scheduling? Any questions at all? Okay, well, so it looks like there's a bigger delay than I expected in the amount of time it takes for me to speak before it gets on YouTube. So I will hold for about a minute after I'm done talking and just say that if we have no more questions, I want to invite you to please join us next Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. I'll be sending out information about that one as well on, I keep saying Sunday, but I'm going to send you the information. Well, you know what, let's do it Sunday, because frankly, the community forum is going to be Wednesday from 5 to 6. I will get that information out before the weekend, so you know the links and how to access it. So I will take a quick pause and see if we have any questions. Yes, so the question is, will 3rd period have a split class because of lunches? I'm assuming that this question is in relation to our hybrid schedule. The answer is yes. We will have one lunch, 1/3 period that will have class before lunch, and one that will regroup after lunch. So what I'm doing is I'm seeing myself still speaking on YouTube, so I'm waiting until I'm done speaking to see if any questions pop up. Okay, so it doesn't look like we're getting any other questions, so you're very welcome. Again, a couple of apologies. First of all, my apologies. It is just me tonight. We did have some individuals who were going to come and speak due to the impending possible winter weather that did get canceled. I'm also functioning as your host, as answering the questions and also managing the technology. So I'm going to give myself an A for effort. Again, I want to apologize for any technical issues. Thank you so much for those of you who let me know about the echo. If there is a cutout in this broadcast, I do not know what caused that to happen. My apologies. Please do know that we're here to answer questions at any time. You can always email me at mjuves@sheltonschools.org. Again, I'm Mario, who is the principal. You can also email Dr. Rachel Torazzi at rtorazzi, RTORAZZI @sheltonschools.org. And again, we're here to help. Please note that we welcome you to all of our community forums, but these are not the only times when we're available to answer questions, receive suggestions, and most importantly, be of service to you and to your students. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. I appreciate your patience with the technology issues, and have a great evening, and please be safe out there. Again, we do have possibly a winter weather. One last reminder that tomorrow we will not have in-person services. All classes will be online, and 7th grade classes will follow the schedule that was announced on Sunday. Thank you. Good night.